Sit back, relax and enjoy listening. The next morning, RK gathered with his band members, recounting everything that had happened the night before about the girl. He shared how she revealed that SV had saved her from the reporter, taking decisive action to protect her. RK's voice carried a mix of confusion and disbelief as he finished. I mean, can you imagine? She said SV was the one who stepped in and did all of that. I don't know what to make of it. One of the band members shook his head, a skeptical look on his face. RK, don't think too much about it. You know you're still going to hit a wall when it comes to her. Think about it, she's nothing like that. That girl must have mistaken someone else for SV. It couldn't have been her. Another chimed in, crossing his arms. And even for a second, if you think it was SV, then ask yourself, why would she do that? Has SV ever done anything without some kind of benefit for herself? Ever? And let's not forget, what if that girl was lying? What if the reporter was onto something, maybe even reporting against SV, and she just cleared him out of her way? You know how she operates, RK. Stop overthinking this. Whatever she did, the way she behaves with you is still not okay. And that's what matters. RK sat back, nodding slightly as their words sank in. You guys are right. Why am I even thinking about this? Whatever she does, it doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with me. The band members nodded in agreement and began to leave, but RK hesitated when he noticed Jill watching from the corner. RK started to walk past him, clearly not in the mood for a conversation. Just as he passed, Jill smirked and said in a teasing tone, "Are you sure, brother? It doesn't matter? Don't even want to try once to know the truth?" RK stopped, his jaw tightening. He didn't turn to face Jill as he replied, "No, Jill. Not this time. I already know the truth. There must be a motive behind it. There always is with her. And even if there's not, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me what she does to this world." Without waiting for a response, RK walked away, his steps firm and his resolve seemingly unshaken. Jill's smirk widened as he watched RK leave. "Oh, it matters to you, brother," he murmured to himself. "Trust me, you'll try to find the truth. You won't be able to resist." RK walked to the rooftop of their building, hoping the fresh air would clear his thoughts. He leaned against the railing, looking out over the city as the morning light washed over the streets below. Despite what he'd told the others, his mind kept circling back to the girl's words. Why would she do that? He muttered under his breath. He remembered SV's harsh demeanor, her sharp words, and the calculated way she always carried herself. Yet the girl's story painted a completely different picture. He shook his head, trying to push the thoughts away. It doesn't matter. She's not someone I need to think about, he told himself again, though the conviction in his voice wavered. RK tried to push away his doubts, forcing himself to focus on the present. Just as he was about to leave, his phone buzzed again. This time, the caller ID caught his attention. It was SV's mother. RK hesitated for a moment before answering. "Hello, Mom." He greeted her respectfully. "RK, thank you, son." Her voice came through, filled with warmth and sincerity. RK frowned in confusion. "Thank me? For what, Mom?" "For saving my daughter. Her manager told me how you found her in the dark without worrying about yourself," she said, her voice trembling slightly with emotion. "Night before last." RK froze, his grip on the phone tightening as SV's words replayed in his mind. His thoughts immediately flashed back to the events of that night, and SV's behavior the following morning. It's nothing to thank me for, Mom," RK replied after a long pause, his voice calm but uncertain. "No, son," SV's mother continued, her voice filled with gratitude. "You don't understand what you did. Thank you for being there for her, when she needed someone the most. You don't know, RK, what it's worth. You can't imagine how much it means to both her and me, even if she never shows it." RK could hear the emotion in her voice, and for a moment, he felt a pang of guilt mixed with confusion. Why is her mom thanking me so much? He thought. He had only taken SV from that cage-like room, given her some comfort, and made sure she ate. It wasn't like her life was in immediate danger. After all, the room had air, and someone would have surely found her the next day. After all, SV was an important figure in the country. "Mom, really, it's nothing," he said gently. Her voice wavered as she spoke again, threatening to break into tears. You're such a good person, RK. Rare to find in this world. My daughter is lucky to have someone like you. RK hesitated, the words weighing heavily on him. I think, Mom, she doesn't really need anyone, he said carefully, his tone laced with bitterness as memories of SV's harsh words resurfaced. There was a pause on the other end before her mother spoke again, her voice softer now. I know, son. I know she must have treated you badly the next morning. Perhaps she shouted at you, said things she shouldn't have. And for that, I'm deeply sorry, RK. Truly, from the bottom of my heart. Her words caught RK off guard. How could she possibly know about that? No one except him, his band members, and SV knew this, and neither SV nor his band members would have told her mom. He blinked, his mind racing, but he chose to stay calm, not wanting to add to her worries. There's no need to apologize, Mom, he said, his voice steady but restrained. It's nothing. But SV's mother pressed on, her tone heavy with understanding. No, son. I know my daughter. I know how she is. And I know that you must be angry with her. And you have every right to be. But please understand, she hates showing weakness. She never allows herself to be vulnerable in front of anyone. Never. Except under one condition. RK's curiosity was piqued despite himself. Condition? He asked, his voice showing his interest. Yes, her mother replied. There's something she still can't handle. Something that makes her weak. Even though she fights so hard not to let it show. RK's grip on the phone tightened as he listened. The pieces of the puzzle were starting to come together. But he wasn't sure he was ready to see the full picture. Back in the studio, Jill sat with a knowing look on his face, watching RK's chair sit empty. Let's see how long you can resist, brother, he said softly, his voice tinged with a mix of amusement and concern.